Well, the latest breaking news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, the number of terrorist attacks have now gone up to 4. The latest that is coming in is from Pulwama, the Tral area right now. Another terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir, 4th today in just over 12 hours. A grenade attack in the Tral area of Pulwama has been reported and at least 4 civilians have been injured. That's the latest that we're getting in at this point of time, taking it to 4 terror attacks in just a little over 12 hours in Jammu and Kashmir. The latest that is being reported comes from Pulwama in the Tral area. Unfortunately, reports filtering in of 4 civilians being injured in this. What we are getting to know is that grenades were lobbed and 4 people have sustained injuries. All are said to be civilians. This takes the total count to 4 terror attacks in the valley. The first one beginning in Uri, which was a suicide attack which started at 3 a.m. today, took several casualties. And the latest that is being reported just about a few minutes back comes in from Pulwama Tral. 4th terror attack. Days before, Jammu and Kashmir goes to poll in its 3rd phase, where sensitive areas like Baramulla and Anantnag are going to vote. And on the 8th December, where the Prime Minister is supposed to hold a rally in Srinagar. The latest news filtering in comes in from Pulwama Tral area. 4 terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. It clearly looks that Jammu and Kashmir under siege since 3 a.m. today morning. One terror attack after the other. To take our viewers to the very latest, 3 a.m. the first terror attack started in the form of a suicide attack at a base camp. All right, the latest that we're getting in, Shuja ul Haq joins us on the phone line. Shuja, it's over to you. Can you give us details of this 4th terror strike?
Well, yes, this is the 4th act of violence today, and this one is basically a blast that has happened in Tral area. We're getting to understand that 4 civilians have injured in this, but more details are yet to come. But let's remind our viewers that this is the 4th such incident that has happened today. To begin with, from the Uri attack that happened early this morning. In fact, at 3 a.m. is when the militants barged in the army camp in Uri. 6 militants have been killed in that. And 8 army jawans and have been martyred, which also has 3 other policemen including in that list. What we have also learned is that there is another operation going on in the Srinagar city itself, not very far away from Lal Chowk in the Sora area, in which 1 militant is already killed, and there are searches being carried out for and the security forces are on a lookout for another militant. And then there is another incident that has happened in Shopian, in which a grenade was lobbed at a police station, but thankfully no damage was caused there. But this one, the most latest one, is an attack or a grenade that has been lobbed in the Tral area of South Kashmir. Remember, we are looking at the third phase of polls, which will happen on December 9th in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and a lot of these areas are going for polls in that phase. There is Prime Minister's visit also on December 8th, which is also one of the biggest spectacles here. And there was already intelligence inputs that militants would want to create some sort of a disturbance in the wake of these the developments in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
You know, Shuja, 4 concerted attacks. We still don't know. It's open to conjecture whether they tie in at the ground level, but one can't mistake how they've happened one after the other. Starting as a suicide attack in the morning, 3 a.m. at Uri, then grenades being lobbed in Shopian, then Sora, which an encounter still continues as we speak, and the 4th coming in from Pulwama Tral, where it seems civilians have been attacked. Can you give us details on that?
Well, yes, as we've been reporting right from the morning, there were inputs. In fact, yesterday also throughout the day, we were reporting that there were intelligence inputs that there could be some strikes in Srinagar and other parts. In fact, in Srinagar, a lot of security was beefed up. There were major checkpoints that were set up to thwart any attempt. But yes, today seems to be one of the most bloody days that Kashmir has seen off late. First, about the Uri attack, in one of the most daring attacks that has happened in off late in Kashmir, in which militants managed to barge in this deep into an army camp and incurring this
Shuja, may I just come in for just a brief while? Just going to come in right now because we are getting figures which are quite sad there. The casualties have gone up to 8 Jawans from 7. 8 Jawans have now been martyred as reported in the Uri encounter. One rank officer, which is the Lieutenant Colonel rank officer, 2 policemen and 6 terrorists that have been killed. And it does seem that the count is only going to go up. I'd like to once again cut back to my colleague Shujaul Haq, who has the latest on this as well. Shuja, it does seem that the numbers are only going to rise where Uri is concerned. It started off from 5 and now already we know 8 Jawans plus 1 Lieutenant Colonel from the army that have been martyred, including police personnel.
Well, that's right. In fact, the figure that we are getting at this point of time is about 7 Jawans and 1 Lieutenant Colonel of the army who have laid down their lives in this particular attack in Mora area of Uri. There are 3 policemen also who have also laid down their lives in this attack, and 6 militants have been gunned down in the entire operation. But having said that, the entire day since very this morning we've been picking up inputs from all across, and I can give you a detail of how this entire day has been completely bloody in terms of the kind of incidents that we have been seeing, and incidents have happened almost all across. Uri is in North Kashmir, South Kashmir, Shopian and Tral have seen grenade attacks. We have seen one encounter happening in Central Kashmir, which is Srinagar city itself. We don't know what is the linkage of all these attacks, but one thing that I can tell you, there were intelligence inputs that militants would want to launch simultaneous attacks, and that is something that's something we're witnessing today. That's happening. There are grenade attacks being lobbed, grenades being lobbed at various places. There are encounters happening, and then there is this suicide attack which has just finished. We're still in Uri, and we've been reporting since morning. It was one of the most deadliest attacks that we have seen of late.
And that's what's being reported right now, Shuja, and being confirmed that the number from 7 Jawans has in fact now gone up to 8. 8 Jawans have been martyred, 1 Lieutenant Colonel rank officer and other security personnel as well. That's the latest that we are reporting, sadly. So the casualty numbers only rising from the security forces side. Once again, I want to cut across to Shujaul Haq. 4 concerted terrorist attacks in just a little over 12 hours starting 3 a.m. today. Shuja, does go and smack of desperation, and the latest one where civilians are being targeted more so there.
Well, absolutely. This is, as I was saying earlier, one of the most bloodiest attacks days that we have seen so far. There have been, the polling process has so far gone peaceful, apart from few attacks and incidents here and there. This day seems to be one of the most darkest in terms of the number of people who have died today. As you were saying, 8 from the army, which includes 1 Lieutenant Colonel rank officer and 3 from the J&K police, in which 1 assistant sub-inspector of police has also laid down his life, and then 6 militants were gunned down, and now we are getting to know that 4 civilians are injured in a grenade attack in Tral. Of course, 1 militant has been killed in Sora area of the Srinagar city. So clearly a very, very disturbing day as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. As far as Kashmir is concerned, the figures only seem to be rising, and it is only causing more worry in terms of the security situation.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Shuja. We'll of course keep coming back to you. 4 concerted attacks, the 4th one targeting civilians. Constant coverage right here on the network. Meanwhile,